Hey guys, what's up? Alright, so I wanted to do an update on my auradin build right here. So the last video I made is a little outdated at this point. With this build, I have done up to, I believe, a 120 or a 115 or something like that in the tower pit or whatever. So with this build, I was able to get into the top 500 initially. I think though at the end of it, I was moved down to like 600 or so. So we will take a look. So let's look at this leaderboard. And right there. So ended up by the end of it, they moved me to rank 602. So is that great? As a paladin right now, it's pretty good because paladins are struggling for this season. So I believe the most I've hit is like 4 trillion as an auradin. I believe there are some shield based, like shield charge paladins that are doing like multiple, like 30 trillion and things like that, maybe more. I think some of them are doing like 2,000, 3,000 trillion. Either way, the auradin is struggling this season, but I've done pretty well. I've gotten pretty far, and just wanted to kind of dive in if this is what you decide to do. Keep in mind, this is not the best for doing bosses. I have changed stuff up a little bit so that I can do a boss. I can do like Torment 12 seasonal bosses and stuff like that, the Reaper. So, it is what it is. Alright, so this is what I'm running right now. I got the Harlequin Crest. Right now, I do have the runes set up in it for the barrier, the Druid barrier. A focus for me is going to be maximum life and armor. Super important, guys. It doesn't matter how much you're doing. This is not Selig, so you're definitely going to need the resistance and the armor and the life to survive. So with this Glenn's Anvil right here, you'll see it's based off of Resolve. So I do run a Resolve build to do the max 30 stacks. And then we got Dawnfire right here doing the fire damage on my Holy Light because this is an aura based paladin. So if you'll notice down here, my Holy Light is level 52. Right here is on the Temerity for the pants. I'm doing the rubies on that for strength. And then you'll notice up here for the runes, I'm summoning a wolf companion. So that's kind of the vibe on that. These items could be better. There is more that I can do, and you'll definitely be able to tell that when I get over to the charms. For boots at the moment, I'm doing interdiction right here. Again, it's resolve stag based. Gotta run Sundered Knight. It's just kind of like a gotta have it for any auradin. Right here on my Blood Mad Idol, that's where I'm wearing. Some people do it as a charm, but I'm doing a different unique charm, so we'll see that when I get over there. But again, things like resolve stacks. My rings, Holy Punishment, and then also doing the redirected force. So you'll notice I have diamonds in these. I did try running it like individual ones for a while. I just felt like my survivability wasn't as good, so I went for the all the way around running the diamonds. When we look over at the talismans, this is what I mean by this build could be better. I do not have the mythic charm talisman, the seal, whatever. I don't have it. Guys, I've done bosses thousands of times and I got one single mythic seal and it was absolute potato. It was the one that lets you wear multiple uniques. Garbage. You need the one that reduces the amount of set items needed. Once I unlock that, I will be running Righteous Will and Iron Conviction at the same time. So Iron Conviction, doing that is going to give me the 55% aura potency and 30% damage reduction, and all of my aura skills are activated. Super, super good. Very awesome to do that. I just have not unlocked it yet, so struggling. For a lot of the stats, I'm still trying to get these improved, but you'll notice I've either got aura skills or I've got judicator skills. This is because Holy Light is considered judicator and aura, right? Whereas fanaticism is going to be just aura. So You can run just aura if you want, but there's a reason for this, and it is because I've got skills like Purify and Concentration that are going to get bonuses off the Judicator bonuses, which means I'll have more survivability and more damage. So, super important. Judicator skills are the best in my opinion. Aura is next most important. Moving on over here, I'm using Griswolds instead of doing the Blood Mad Idol. So I was running Blood Mad Idol as my unique. Now I'm wearing it as a mythic and removed it from the talisman. So talismans, I'm doing Griswolds. If you want to beef this up, you can do Endurant Faith. It will give you a little bit more survivability, but I don't know, guys. It did not make that big of a difference for me in later pit runs because I'm doing like 120 pits and stuff. And yeah, I can survive, but my damage output is so bad that it's very difficult to grind. Which means this may make you guys ask, why am I doing this? I did not want to be another whirlwind barbarian. I did not want to be the broken rogue. I wanted to try doing the paladin this season, and I wanted to try doing the auradin. I just felt like it was different, it was fun, and it was going to be a challenge. And it is. It's definitely making the game a challenge. I see people fly by and they just do everything with the whirlwind barbs and all that, but I'm like, I don't want to be one of the 1 million whirlwind barbs. I wanted to do something different. So if you're on the same page as me and you wanted to make the game a little more challenging, then the Auradin's definitely going to be that for you. So when it comes to oaths, I'm running the Judicator right here as well. So I'm getting the bonuses from that. Abilities, this is where I have changed stuff up quite a bit from my last build that I showed you guys with the Auradin. So no on the basic, no on the second tier. When we get to the third tier, this is going to be your auras. So these are pretty much the same. Fanaticism, I'm doing extra passive stack, Rite of Vengeance, and Potency. For the Defiance, I'm doing Maximum Life, I'm doing Rite of Might, and I'm doing Potency. So, one thing to keep in mind, why is it so important to get that mythic seal? Because I can remove all these skill points here, all these three, right? Three on each. So I'll get 9 available skill points to put somewhere else because it'll automatically give me all of these bonuses. I'm just struggling to get it. So, Holy Light Aura, this is your main damage right here. Additional targets, Rite of Judgment, and Judgment bonus damage. All right, moving on. We get down to the 5th one. So, Purify. Why am I doing Purify? Well, it judges the enemy, and I'm doing a lot of Judgment style damage that pairs also with this Holy Light, right? So Holy Light's going to judge enemies, and then I'm also going to be able to judge with Purify, and I believe my Concentration also judges now, but we'll look at that. All right, so Purify, we're doing cooldown reduction, we're doing Sentence, and we're doing size bonus, just getting a bigger Purify hit from it. On my concentration, you'll see here, I get increased duration, I get the size of it increased, and I get the fortify. So being able to have this concentration going at all times really helps a lot. That Sundered Knight also helps you. You're just constantly making the ground pop up with them and healing yourself and getting extra bonuses. I am a fortress build. So for my fortress, this is where those 9 extra skill points are going to come in super handy. Right here, being able to drop 9 into this will make a huge difference boosting that up. I'm doing Unstoppable, so while I'm in it, I can move around, and I'm doing Barricade, so when I kill enemies, it just helps me to extend the duration, and right here, I gain Resolve while inside of it. So all of this super, super cool. Also, with my fortress, I believe I have it set up to where I can just cast it as I move. So I just cast it as I move along into different locations. But yes, either way, Resolve. Back to that Resolve. Having max stacks of the 30 Resolve is going to give me a bunch of extra damage and also damage reduction. Super important. All right, when it comes to Paragon tree, I'm Paragon 229. It would be great to be 240 or 250 because I feel like I would be a lot closer to finished, but is what it is. A lot of this is built around having things like armor and having things like health and resistance. And then we're kind of doing things like the vulnerable damage and all of that. So what I'm running is Resplendence, Canny, Judicator, Sentinel, and Spirit. On my first board, I'm doing the Canny right there. On my second board, it is the Relentless board. And on the Relentless board, I have Resplendence. On this board right here, it is the Beacon board, and we're running Judicator. Up here on this board, it is the Castle board, and we are running Spirit. And on this board over here, we are doing the Shield Bearer, and we are running the Sentinel. So all of this kind of comes down to keeping me alive and also doing extra damage, because you are still going to grab the rare ones inside of here. So block chance, maximum life, again, things that I said are important, constrict. Up here, doing the extra armor, we're doing damage right here, we're doing physical damage, all of that's super important. So that is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm pretty much able to do everything in Torment 12 except Mephisto. Mephisto is just, he's boss. Mephisto hurts for sure. So I'll hop in here and show you guys in this 110 real quick, kind of what things look like as stats when you kind of have stuff all set up. So right here, we're going to watch my toughness go up. Let's go fight something. Where are you at? There we go. Boost mobile. So you'll see kind of right there, my toughness could be higher. I would love to have 6 million toughness in here, but I don't. Damage wise, pretty good. Like I said, doing trillions and stuff like that. Do I do them all the time? No, I don't, but I do them enough that I'm able to clear most of this and not have any issues whatsoever. So that is my updated Paladin build. I'm not sure if this is what you guys want to be running this season, unless you want a challenge. It's definitely a challenge, but it's pretty solid for being in parties. But I don't play in parties. I don't do random pickup groups. I pretty much just play with my brother-in-law. So everything you see on here is what I have grinded for myself. So that's where I'm at, guys. Hope this video helped you guys if you tried to do Paladin this season and was struggling. But yep, you might want to do the shield charge if you want to do damage. Much love, guys. Good luck.